Good morning, everybody. This should be the first video that you're watching today, and you're just going to be watching it in order so that I can review with everybody on the on your own questions from yesterday's lesson. You were asked to do these on your own, and I checked most of your answers, and most of you guys are totally understanding this, but I just want to go over it with everybody one more time. So for number one, a number x is at most -10. Now, if you remember the lesson from yesterday, we are breaking these sentences up into three separate parts because an inequality, which is what we're working on, an inequality such as this example here up top is going to have three parts. It's going to have the expression on the left side, expression on the right side, and then the symbol in the middle that's going to tell us how these two expressions compare. So inequalities are a comparison between two separate expressions. So here I'm going to highlight my two expressions, a number x, and then the other expression would be -10. Remember, even though -10 is a number, it technically does count as an expression. There's no equal sign, there's just it's a term, and because of that it counts as an expression. Now, what's comparing them, and you'll always know how they're being compared when you see the word is. So a number x is at most -10 because we use that word is as a comparison word. So if I say that Jennifer is taller than Miguel Angel, then you know that we are comparing the two. And so whenever you see that word is, that's your key, that's the symbol that we're looking for. And then after that, you just want to bring down the expressions. So a number x, just x, is at most. That's going to look like, well, I don't know what that's going to look like, so I'm going to look up over here on the graph. So make sure that you're using this graph on the first page to see what the comparison symbol looks like. So I can see that is at most is right here. So is at most looks like this symbol, a less than or equal to symbol. So that's what I'm going to put down here. So is at most looks like this, less than or equal to -10. And so that is writing the word sentence as an inequality. This is your word sentence, and then this is now your inequality that represents that word sentence. For number two, I saw that most people do already recognize what is more than looks like. That's a greater than sign. And then over here on the right side expression, -5/2, that one's pretty straightforward. So I saw all of you get that. Where I saw some confusion was here at the twice a number. So twice a number y, Twice a number y, some of you guys put down just y, but you also need to see that it's saying twice a number y. Now, the thing about these kind of problems, whenever you see a word problem, it's always nice to try to make it as flexible for you as you can. So instead of y, let's actually test the number. Let's put twice a number 5. Well, I know that twice a number 5 is 10. Twice a number 5 is 10. Twice a number 6 would be 12. And so I asked some of you guys yesterday, what are you doing to get to those numbers 10 and 12? What are you doing to 5 and 6? Well, you're multiplying it by 2. And so that means that twice a number y looks like y times 2 or 2y, because 2y is 2 times y. So that would be what the second answer would be, the second inequality. 2y is more than, or which is a greater than sign, -5/2. So just make sure that you have those correct before moving on to today's lesson. So this should have been the first video you watched, and now you can go ahead and watch the video for lesson 4.1 part 2. But before doing that, make sure that you come down here into the summary section and summarize some of the stuff that you have learned just on this part. For example, some of the stuff you may have learned on this part is the phrases that are aligned